What's up, everybody? This is Debo of Debo's Film Reviews, and I'm going to review Rambo First Blood Part 2, starring Sylvester Stallone as John Rambo, Julia Nixon as Co, his Vietnamese sidekick, and, of course, Richard Crenna as Colonel Troutman, featuring Martin Cove as, and last but not least, Charles Napier as Murdoch. I'll say, what's a definite sequel better than the first one, which starts off with the aftermath of the first movie where Rambo's in a chain gang, and then Colonel Troutman visits him to offer him a mission to get his record clean, to go back to Nam to survive and to do surveillance for the government on a secret mission by Troutman and Murdoch. And of course, you find out that Troutman and Rambo are the ones that really believe in the mission and all, while Murdoch was a government bureaucrat just trying to help the government cover up Vietnam POWs. And of course, that Charles Napier, he was always good at playing assholes and shit. Always playing like either a good villain or yeah. I'm surprised that at first I'm surprised they didn't get him at the first time to be Trotman in, because I could think of other roles that he's known for as always like being generic general or something. A generic general, I meant to say. And of course, Martin Cove being that mercenary, and then the other guy who was only in that movie, Steve Williams or something like that, according to Internet Movie Database. That's the dude's name or something. And of course, where Rambo does surveillance and Co do surveillance, and then didn't get compromised, and he's like decides to do the right thing and try to liberate, and then of course Murdoch shows his true colors, but when mercenary finds a POW in there, and then Murdoch tells that chopper to stand down against Troutman's rescuers, which of course Rambo and Troutman find out that he was a total lying about his time in Nam. And then of course Rambo gets captured and then tortured, and he get tortured, and and then of course goes on the horn to Murdoch, and just goes, "Murdoch, I'm coming to get you." I mean, talk about that's the most memorable line of that movie, because of course Rambo movies are known for the body counts, not in action, not writing in quotes. Although Murdoch, I'm coming to get you is one of the most quotable line in the damn movie. And man, and talking about the body count he racked up, like I say, adds up to 74 in the movie, which in backstory it tells about how in Vietnam where Rambo killed 59 in Viet Cong, but 74 between more Viet Cong and Russians, combination of Viet Cong and Russians, I meant to say. And man, I could say he killed more in that movie than he did in the entire Vietnam War. And in many more ways than one. Of course, with his trusty knife, an AK-47, the M60, a Huey helicopter, And of course, the bow and arrow with the exploding arrowheads. Man, talk about an effective weapon. I mean, I mean, talking about, haven't really seen explosives and archery kind of going like that since go hand in hand since Dukes of Hazzard with Luke Duke and his dynamite arrows. And oof, and and man, if Rambo could rack up a body count, even more, even I can say it was the even at the beginning where he's he and Co are on that boat and then get then they try to kill them both and then oof, and then Rambo gets that Spash 12 and just bam 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 to them and man and I gotta say that was an excellent screen chemistry between Juliet Nixon and Stallone. Cause she, although, because I can see the only flaws of that character, of that movie, was her dying, and I'm just like, don't you always hate it when the girl dies in action movies, especially the hot actress too. Yeah, and that was excellent character chemistry and even more tragic death in an action film when that Viet Cong officer just or Vietnamese officer just plugs a whole magazine to her, AK-47 into her, only for later on to get Rambo to use a exploding arrow on him, and then the whole epic badassery when he single-handedly liberates that POW camp. In a film that was pretty much almost like Braddock Mission in action. I wouldn't say it's a rip-off because I'd say Stallone was kind of the better actor. Nothing against Chuck, but yeah, don't worry, Chuck. I'll review those in a future video. But today's today's a Rambo video, and man, I gotta say, excellent directed by George B. Cosmatos and writing by James Cameron. And oof, and I'll say back to the development of the character Co. And I mean, how she helped Rambo escape just by and well, I mean, that was a character so badass. I mean, talking about killing off the character and all, her character halfway through the movie, and it was like that was kind of I could say that was the dick move because she was actually a badass too. You know, it's always kind of like a dumb movie trope how they always market a badass female, but either have her portrayed as eye candy or just dies halfway through the movie before embracing full potential. But overall, Rambo 2 gets a 5 out of 5 because just for the epic action and the speech at the end when he's talking about how he loves America but realizes America didn't how the government did him and his fellow veterans are doing him and his fellow veterans dirty because in real Vietnam they hardly ever released POWs and many are still missing today. And which is a crying shame. And of course, with the '80s, kind of like how they wanted to do rescue missions, but couldn't get past congressional red tape. I mean, go on a political rambling of such related topic of such an awesome movie, but But overall, I hope y'all like my review as much as y'all like the movie. Give it a 5 out of 5. Epic. Give this epic masterpiece a definite 5 out of 5. I mean, epic, perfect casting. Now, all according to Interview Database, Lee Marvin was almost Murdoch, but backed out at the last minute. But Charles Napier knocked it out of the park. All right, I'm done. Video's over. I hope y'all liked it. Subscribe. And